Hi. Where to start this one? The inspiration for these wristwatches that I've been building over the past year in different, sizes and styles. One of the inspirations is right, right here. Right here. Which is Storm Thorgerson's photograph, which she was a graphic designer for Pink Floyd. So his images are well known to some of you. But one in particular came to mind, and it was an image of photographs, small photographs of eyes. I'll share it here on the screen. Eyes stapled onto trees in the forest. The reason I did both designs here, a light and a dark design, or light and shadow design, I wanted to have the watch stand out against the bark of the tree. So some tree barks are a lot lighter and some are a lot darker. So that's why I created both designs there. I also thought about the yin yang and how this existence feels binary. Sometimes it feels there's a duality to existence. Yeah, and then I also, the combination of having the clocks, or should I say the watches on the trees, is interesting to me because we're calculating time like in this kind of way, but trees also hold time in their natural design. So all of this sounds really cool, and according to me, I'm like, oh, this is exciting. I will say here and really listen to me when I say this. I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I don't know where I'm going creatively, which is partly terrifying and partly very exciting. It's that level of trust of like, you get the idea, create giant size props, and I'm like, okay, sure. In my mind, I'm like, okay, let's do this. Let's see where it leads. But you have to do the thing to know where it leads. And this could take a lifetime's work of, knowing what you're trying to express here in the 3D world. Okay, so I just got chills. It's a massive yes. So that's part of it, to not know exactly where you're going, but trusting your creative eye, trusting your creative gut, trusting the creative process. So inspiration, obviously time is part of the inspiration, and then yin yang, duality, light and dark is also an inspiration. And then third inspiration would be that photo from Storm Thorgerson's work. So I don't like super long introductions sometimes, so we'll get right into it right now, starting with TinkerCad, okay? So I will see you in the next video. Bye. Show you in this video how I made the buckle lugs and all these sections for the giant watch, okay? So right now I'm in TinkerCad, which is a 3D design software. And how I did it, I'll just show you around a bit. So I'll just move this block here. So I always start with one basic piece, and then as I've said before, I work with points of reference. So my first point of reference was the buckle here. And then I just made some replicas of the lugs like this, and adjusted this section here as well to make sure it all fits as best as possible for the first point of reference. Okay, so here where you have your basic shapes, so those are the shapes that I've used, like cylinder, a box that I stretched into rectangles, and I also use this section here, scribble effect, for this curved piece right here. And then I measured this cylinder inside this curved piece here, just to make sure that it fits for the final step. This little tip here is a cylinder that I stretched and made sure it fit perfectly on the side there. So you'll see it's a little bit thinner than the box. Okay, it's lower, it's less high than the height here of the buckle. Okay, and this is all done on purpose because I wanted to make sure that the width of this piece here fits through the grommets, because I do want the watch to be able to close. It makes it a bit more realistic that way. So yeah, this is the first step here, is designing these pieces in TinkerCad. There are other softwares that I'm sure exist out there, but I like this one because, especially for projects like this, using basic shapes, and it's been really helpful to understand the basics of 3D printing. So now I will be talking to you about the watches, how I made them. I decided we'll do a split screen. Let's split the screen right now. So here I have some video footage here of me just working through the 3D printer. So I've designed it in TinkerCad and then sliced my design in Bamboo. So that's all the 3D printing software I needed to complete this project. Then on my 3D printer, I decided to print two buckles at a time. I did a first tester, but then I combined two buckles on each bed of the 3D printer. So I work with points of reference, okay? So working with points of reference means that the watch face, it was a point of reference. Then from that point of reference, I decided to build the straps around that point of reference, and then build the buckle according to the thickness and width of the strap. I installed 3 grommets per watch, and I had 12 shadow design, as you can see behind me, and then 12 light design right here. So it's a lot of grommets. So yeah, that's part of my process, was installing those. And then I made like a bit of a happy accident there, where the alignment of the drilled holes inside the watch to install the lugs was a bit off. And because it was a bit off, I had to use my heat gun. And then you'll see in this video, I use my heat gun to curve the sides of the lugs a bit inward so they fit perfectly on the clock. Yeah, things like that happen, but it's okay. That's part of, prop design is you need to think quickly and find, it's a lot of fun. Like, you find creative solutions to like every problem you meet. So it's like, it's been a lot of fun creating that way. Okay, so now we have the light design, and we also have here the shadow design. Okay, so the props are made, and now I wanted to have a character inside of the photos. I find it interesting, yes, to have the props on the tree trunks, but I like to add a character in there. So I asked my sister if she wanted to model for me. She said yes. And we went from there. So I'll share a few videos here now in the forest, finding key spots and going from there. Okay? All right, beautiful spot here, but you can see somebody tried to build a bit of a tree house in there, and it's very, very steep. So we're not going to do the photo shoot in this nook here, although it's really cool. We're going to be doing the photo shoot back there, right there, okay? All right, so here we're in the forest, and we have this beautiful, beautiful tree right here. And you see right there, we have some natural light coming in. I think that'll look really nice in the photos. And on this tree right about here, I'm going to install some of my watches. And we'll go from here, just looking around the forest for beautiful spots and nooks to photograph in. All right, so let's touch base on the next video. And I forgot to mention right here, so right here, if we pan over, we have this beautiful like staircase with the roots of the trees. but I think we'll go with this one here as a first spot. So we're gonna get ready and we'll go from there. Okay, here you can see I have my bottle. Hello. And the tree is decorated just a bit. We have the nice roots we can see all here, and we're gonna get to shooting. So we will see you in the next video. So this is another pose here we have with photos. Beautiful. Okay, so now I'm going to show you my favorite photos from the photo session. All right, so this is my favorite photo. You will notice here on the ground there are spots of light, natural light. And these, I was like, oh my God, I didn't even notice it. It literally looks like a clock. It looks like a clock around the tree. You know, like right here, all around. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't even try for this. This has just happened naturally. But okay, so that's part of it. I love that we don't see the model's face completely. It's creating this type of mood around, what's happening here? What's the vibe here of the forest? Like I said in a previous recording, it's that, well, you can see it's really steep, and getting up there took a minute. That's maybe something I wouldn't recommend with a model, just to make sure they don't get hurt. We didn't get hurt, but I mean, it's a risk to take. So yeah, it was really like a steep part of the forest, which I do like. I find it looks beautiful in the photos because and just having, her look upwards, and then you have the slanting moving downwards here. I love that. The model is centered in the photograph, a bit off center, but still in the middle of the photo. And then behind her, on her back, are the clocks. So I really like this type of moody, dark and light atmosphere of the photo. I like that she's not, here you can see with her arm, she's kind of, it's like she got distracted by something over here and it caught her attention. She's not relaxed in the photo, not fully relaxed in the body language, which I do like. I'm really liking this idea of adding characters in photos and not necessarily always seeing the face of the person, just the body and the head looking away at other things happening inside the environment of what I'm photographing. So that's a bit of a step outside of what I normally do. I did a lot of photography like portraits, and you have to see the face of the actor, of the model, all of that. And now I find myself stepping a bit away from that, which is exciting. So here, I like this idea of having the wristwatches on the tree. I wish I was a lot taller, and I am already pretty tall, but you know what I mean. I wish I could have brought a ladder and put a lot more all the way up here. But that was not possible for this photo shoot. It doesn't take away the magic of the photo. It's still kind of a weird vibe. It's like, okay, what is this character doing here? Why is she setting up clocks on trees? And you'll notice here the timing is the same on each wristwatch. It's 12, it's noon for the clock time. Okay, so another thing that I'm still working on is like photo editing. So here you'll see that the background here is all like gray. So we're working with grays, black and white, and then brown here, and then the photo gets darker. There's a bit of a vignette around the photo here. It gets a bit darker, which brings the focus on the center character here, and the happy accident of having time, what looks like light time on the ground here. Okay, I really, really love this one. I would have loved it even if it didn't have the circle of light around it, but it just so happened to fall this way. So yeah, that's my favorite photo from the photo shoot, and now we'll move on to the next one. Now here we have another beautiful magical moment. It feels still also with the style I edited it, like all the lighting, it feels dark and a bit heavy and dead. But there's a bit of a magic to it with her listening in to the tree and then having the wristwatches on the tree there. I love how the dress, the skirt here, how it fluffs, and you can see all the pleated details here. I love that very much. I love how we can see all the roots coming out. It feels very magical and a silent, alone kind of magic, you know? So I like that. Anything else I'd like to say about this photo? Again, like all the other photographs, it's photographed at the same location. We have a bit of a slant here. It's steep. I like that very much. It gives a bit of a feeling of, being unbalanced and things like that. And a bit of, it's dynamic. It brings a bit more, it makes the photo feel more dynamic. Yeah. Yeah, there's something soft. There's something soft with the white fluffy skirt and the white clocks and then the darkness and roots coming up out of the ground around her. It's like a soft and nature. I'm trying to find the right words here, but it feels heavy and then light at the same time, if you know what I mean. Comment down below if you're like, I got the right words for this. This is all, it's very interesting because I feel my photos, I can feel everything, but it's finding the right words is another work of art. Okay, so finding the right words to express what a photo feels like, but then you can see the photo and you draw your own conclusion. So that's the cool part about creativity. Everybody can describe and feel something different from what they see or read and everything like that. So that's the beauty of multidisciplinary arts. Okay, now we'll move on to the next photo. Okay, so this one, oh my God, the mood of it. I love the mood. Again, we don't see the character's face. We just see her looking away at a distance behind her. Like she heard something in nature. She's wondering what that is. There's a full-blown mood in this one. Interesting how sometimes when we don't see the face of the character, it makes a photograph more interesting or more moody than when we do see everything in the photo, like frontal facing, like you can see all the face and the body. Here, I find it very interesting because it's divided in two. We have the clocks in front of us, and then we have the character looking behind. Very interesting here. I got chills right now. I like that. So originally, I have to say, I wanted to put the model right here in a kind of like a ball position, like in a ball with the big skirt and fluff the skirt out. That's why I had put this prop here. But then in this photo, I'm kind of like, I shouldn't have, this one feels alone in the photo. Okay. But the reason the model is sitting here on the curved root of the tree instead of in a ball down here is because it was so steep. I'm like, we're not taking a chance. You're going to roll off the hill. We don't want to do that. So I want you sitting comfortably at least so you're safe and we can take the photos from there, which we did. So I really, really love the looking away, looking behind in this photo. That really strikes me. Let me zoom in here. So yeah, this is a mood. Again, I'm not sold on I like how the photos are dark and moody, but this mixture of black and white and the brown bark, I don't hate it, but I'm not 100% convinced it's the exact photo editing style I want. But that's part of the creative process. It's just trying stuff and then figuring it out along the way. And projects piggyback on one another. Meaning your ideas, they develop, they become better, they become clearer. Like I said, in the beginning of the video that, You know, sometimes we don't know why we're creating what we're creating, but you just get the idea and you have to follow it. You have to respect it. You have to see where it leads you. So I do like that about, like I said, the creative process, that you don't know exactly where you're going, but it's the way on the road to, wherever you're going creatively. You're discovering things about yourself and how you feel on the inside, and it's quite exciting to not have all the answers in one day, in one sitting. So yeah, I hope you appreciated this sharing of the photos here. And I will touch base in the next video. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next video. Okay, bye.